Alright guys, today's sublimation tutorial we're going to do something very simple. We're going to take a step back and do some koozies. So we're going to go from this to something more like this. And this one's probably a worst case scenario. We did dark colors on purpose just to show you how, I mean, you can do a pretty good job on the seams with the right pressure and everything. Turns out pretty good, actually. But on white ones, it's amazing. And lighter colors, it does great. But without further ado, this is how you do it. So we'll go ahead and go through the process. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. First, we'll go ahead and measure and kind of sketch out the template. We know that these are roughly 5.5 tall by 4. We'll just give it 4 1/4, so we'll have a little extra space. And we know the bottom inch. The bottom inch is not really usable, so we'll sketch that out. We'll draw it like this. So we'll call it. Overall, we're looking at. Again, that's probably 5.5. 5.5. We know the bottom inch is useless. And we know that about 4 1/4 is going to be plenty wide enough. So 4.25. And that'll give us the dimensions for our template. Based on the dimensions, we know we're going to be creating a 4 1/4 by 5.5. 300 DPI as always. Go ahead and do high res templates to start out. And we know the first bottom inch is going to be, let's see. What is that going to be? Actually, it may let me actually do this right. So, okay, that's going to be 4 1/4 or 4.5. It's going to be 1 inch. And we're doing the 1 inch because of the little taper. We still want to color it the same color, but and I think we want to go like a dark gray on this with what I have in mind. And we're just going to drag our image over. Yeah. And this is for the koozie, so we're going to go ahead and make that. There we go. That might be a little big, but we'll see. We'll see. I think we said if we got it to 3 inches wide by 3.5, we'll be fine. That's a little tall. I think that's going to be a pain in the butt to get right. So what we're going to do, we're going to make that a little smaller. And we know we need to like vertically kind of eyeball center it on this. And we know that should look just about right. Maybe go a little bit bigger. There we go. But we don't want it to be too big because it'll be jank. So we're going to see if we can find the good Photoshop auto center. There we go. And it's just, the message is just don't be a salty bitch. So we know in theory like this is going to be cut out like that. So we'll go ahead and do that. I think it's safe to print it just like this. We'll go ahead and print 2 sides. So we'll go ahead and save this. Customers. And this is going to be a Southpaw Studios thing. It's going to be a... Do I have koozies or drink something? We'll create one. We'll go ahead and save it as salty. Now we're going to be doing 2 of them, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and merge visible. We'll go ahead and duplicate this layer. And we'll go ahead and do basically just make it double size. So we're going to go ahead and just make it 9. Go ahead and put that over there. That way we can print both on one sheet and save a little bit of paper. And it'll make it super easy. So we'll go ahead and load our... We're going to be printing this on A sub paper, 8.5 by 11. But we'll go ahead and get this printed, and I'll see you guys on the output. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have our template printed. Go ahead and unlock that guy. We'll go ahead and get this guy cut in half. Get decent pressure on it. And just give it a little cut. There we go. That'll make it a little more manageable when we press it. That's really the only reason. You don't even have to cut it any more than that, to be totally honest. But yeah, just cut it and be good to go. We'll go ahead and get everything pre-pressed real quick. First thing I do is I take it and I lint roll it good. Just give it a good old lint roll. Make sure you don't touch your heat press. That would be detrimental. That will not go well. Okay, after that, we're going to go ahead and pre-press it, and we're going to go ahead and get everything prepped. Everything just press it. So we're going to put down a layer of, this is just standard old butcher paper. We're going to do a layer of copy paper. We're going to do our koozie. We're going to do another layer of copy paper. And then we're going to do another layer of butcher paper. And the reason I'm doing this is because with that being black, that's really gonna, we don't want that on our press. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a quick pre-press. We're doing it for probably about 10 seconds at 375 degrees or so. So there we go. And that'll get it nice and flat. Flatter anyway. So see, that's a little more manageable to do this with. So now we can go ahead and get our image. And I don't. For some reason, if you use like spray adhesive or anything, these things get really funky. So I don't like to use spray adhesive if I don't have to, because of the way the foam does something with the spray adhesive, and it's just really funky. So we'll go ahead and just secure this guy with a little tape. Make sure we're good. Secure. Secure. Now we'll be doing these face up, so you just flip her. And then once again, we're going to put copy paper. Standard old copy paper, nothing special. Then we're going to put our butcher paper. And this time we're going to clamp down the press to fairly firm pressure. That way make sure we get the whole thing pressed good. And there we go. 375 at, we're going to go a full 70 seconds just to make sure it gets good and pressed. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'll fire it back up when it's close. Alright guys, coming up on 10 seconds, we're going to go ahead and get our gloves put on. These are just basic heat resistant gloves, nothing special there. I usually just put it on one hand, to be honest. That way I can handle stuff with at least one hand. Alright. Now we can actually just move that. We can just rip that. And there we go. Now we just repeat for the other side real quick. So what we'll do is we'll go over here and get 2 more pieces of copy paper. We'll go ahead and, let's see. There's our other one. Go ahead and get us 2 tapes too. And we'll go ahead and put that on there. Now, and we're going to go ahead and just flip that guy over. Just like that. Put our copy paper back on there. And we're going to put ours right back on there. We're going to press it again for another 370, right at 375 for 70 seconds. So we go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and there we go. And of course it has some marks by the seams, but overall they turn out pretty damn good. And this is probably the worst case scenario. This is a completely, oh, me just dropped it. This is basically an all dark gray with a design, so you're gonna have a little bit, but overall it's turned out pretty good. It's not bad. I'm not upset about it. So we'll go ahead and let roll it and get the fibers back up. Get some of the squishiness back to him. And yep, and that's how you do it. Alrighty guys, so that's how you do it. Here it is on the can if you hadn't seen it. Turned out pretty good. It could have been a little smaller, but you know, it's fine. But I really appreciate you taking the time to check out this video. As always, if you like the content and want to see more sublimation stuff, feel free to like this video and drop me a subscribe. I'm going to get back to publishing one video a week. So be on the lookout for my later videos. Alright, thanks guys.